Morning, everybody. Want to welcome you to our Texas Prima 2019 Conference and Expo Know Before You Go webinar. Just a few housekeeping items real quick. If you'll make sure to mute your mic. We have two presenters, myself, Jason Hardy, and Melissa Steger. We're both on the board of directors for Texas Prima. We're going to be here having a conversation with you this morning. If during the webinar you have any questions, feel free to type them in. You should have access to a chat box, and you can type them in as we go. Or at the end, we'll give everybody an opportunity to open up their mic lines and ask any questions that may seem fit. With that being said, I'm going to turn over to Melissa. Melissa's going to start us off this morning, and we do welcome you, and we're glad you're joining us this morning.
Thanks, Jason. I second what he said. Thank you for joining us today for the Know Before You Go webinar. The Texas Prima Conference is jam-packed this year with educational sessions, in addition to ample opportunity for networking. This webinar is designed to help you gain the most benefit out of our time together next week. So we decided to offer a high-level overview of what there is to offer and what to expect. The Texas Prima Conference officially kicks off on Sunday, November the 10th, at the Moody Gardens Hotel and Convention Center in Galveston, Texas. The conference will continue through Wednesday, November the 13th. And if you haven't already noticed, it's important to note that all the publication for the conference is titled Building the Pyramids of Risk Management. So there is an Egyptian theme that's going to be carried throughout the conference this year.
All right, if you, everybody should most likely have some type of app out there or a smart device, whether it's a iPhone, Android phone, a tablet of some sort. I want to encourage you to download the Texas Prima app before you get to the conference. It's going to be very important because through the Texas Prima app, you'll have access to the schedule. You'll be able to set your schedule. You'll be able to see the sponsors. A lot of good little things that we have going on within the app. How do you find the app? If you're on an Android device, go to your Google Play Store and type in Texas Prima. If you're on an iPhone device or an iPhone or iPad, go to the App Store, type in Texas Prima. You'll actually probably find the app, and it'll have some 80s graphics from last year. We put this app out last year, but once you download the app, you'll be able to pull up and see what we have here on our screen here is the Building the Pyramids of Risk Management through this. Now, one little thing just to make note of, when you open the app, you're going to have all these little tiles that take you to places. On an Android device, you'll scroll down to see more tiles. On an Apple device, you're going to click the More button to see more tiles. Additionally, there is a full menu available within the apps. If you click the menu button, it will be on an Apple device. It will be on your lower left-hand corner. On an Android device, it's going to be on your upper left corner. What we have here are some pictures from my iPad. I did not have enough screen to show you the pictures from my Android device. But everything you can think of is out there. I want to encourage you to download it today because there's going to be a lot of fun stuff that you'll be able to do with this app that's out there. There we go.
All right, so once you've downloaded your app, figured out where you're going, you need to know how to get to Galveston. Galveston only has a regional airport, so if you're flying in, you're probably going to land in Houston Hobby or Houston Intercontinental Airport and driving to Galveston from there. The drive will take about an hour, hour and a half, depending on traffic, but you will be heading to the Moody Gardens and the address is 7 Hope Boulevard. So as you're entering Galveston, you're going to cross a bridge, and if you look over to the right from the bridge, you're going to see a bunch of pyramids, and that's actually on the screen in the picture to the left. Just keep an eye out for the signs as you approach the hotel, because there's both valet and self-parking. So depending on what your preference is, you'll follow those signs and park your vehicle. Once you enter the lobby, if you enter from the front, the picture on the right is what you will see. You'll come in those glass doors. The lobby desk for hotel check-in is what you see just to the left of the plants in the picture. If you choose to pre-register or go to registration for the conference, where those plants are, if you look over to the right and through the glass windows in the picture, you'll head down that hall to the conference center, and you'll be able to pick up your conference packet and get more information about the conference in the handout and the brochures. As you're heading the direction to the conference center, the meetings for Sunday afternoon, you'll walk right by those meeting rooms. It's in Vine 1, and they'll be on your left.
All right. On Sunday night, we're going to have a welcome reception. The welcome reception is, oh, Melissa, that's your slide. I apologize.
You're doing a good job. Carry on. Carry on.
Well, the welcome reception is up on the 9th floor of the hotel. Now, just so you know, if this is going to be your first time to Moody Gardens, most of the hotel rooms are going to be when you're looking at the hotel registration desk, they're going to be on the left-hand side is the elevator. There are a few rooms that you'll access through another hotel elevator that's on the right. But to get to the reception, when you're looking at the hotel registration desk, you're going to take the elevators on your left, go up to the 9th floor, and we'll be in the viewfinders terrace. What you see here on the screen is the view from the viewfinders terrace. You'll see out into the waters that separate Galveston from Houston, and we'll have a great view of all the different pyramids that Moody Gardens has. It'll be a wonderful time. There will not be a full-blown dinner that night. It will be more of a hors d'oeuvres and cocktails. So I want to encourage you to come meet everybody. There's going to be lots of people, and so I encourage you, when you get to the conference, bring some business cards with you and take them with you everywhere. That way, as you meet people, you can give them your contact information. They can give you yours, because you'll meet a lot of good contacts that you'll want for the future. Now, since we're started off talking about some of the schedule, we're going to talk about our schedule at a glance. Now, on the left-hand side, we had talked about this on the app. You'll be able to pull up the schedule on the app, and you can add. But if you'll notice here, the top left-hand corner of our screen right now has a picture of the schedule for Monday, or the sessions that are available starting Monday morning. If you click on one of those, and we clicked on leveraging multiple engagement tools for continuous improvement, that session, when you click on it, you can see the whole description, see who is presenting it, and most of the presentations are actually loaded into the app. In addition to them being in the app, I just got word earlier today, and I'm going to move my browser over, is on the Texas Prima website. You can actually find all of these all of these presentations loaded. The ones that are in the application, you can also find them here. So if you want to print them out and bring a paper copy with you, we want to encourage you to do so. Most of the presenters will not be handing out paper presentations. We do try to be as e-friendly as possible, And so they'll be available on the app. You can also pull them up on the members section of the Texas Prima website. So on Monday, this is our schedule for Monday. I want to point out a few things here. You'll see that there are 4 tracks for our breakout sessions, and these 4 tracks occur on both Monday and Tuesday. We have a general risk management track, an employment practices and benefits track, a workers' compensation track, and a safety and claims track. If you are a safety person, you can come, and all your classes will be in the hibiscus daffodil rooms, and so you can kind of plant yourself there if all you want to do is attend safety sessions. But you'll see we have a variety of different sessions that bounce around there as well. So I want you to encourage you to go out there and look at the schedule. You want to wear your name badge with you. Your name badge is your all-access pass to get you into anywhere. And go ahead and start planning your time. You can find out more about these sessions in the app or on your registration brochure that is available on the website.
So this year, Aon was kind enough to sponsor $5 breakfast coupons for each morning of the conference. You'll find the coupons in your registration packet, so don't forget to dig them out, keep them in a safe place, and most importantly, use them. The breakfast coupons are good at, there'll be a grab and go at the conference center. There's Moody Brews, which is on the way to the conference center from the hotel lobby. So if you recall the picture, it'll be behind the plants. They've got Starbucks coffee in there. So if you need your Starbucks fix, you'll be able to grab that on the way to the conference center. And there's also a restaurant, cafe in the park that will be near the hotel elevators close to the lobby.
Now, just to echo, you'll have 3 of these coupons in your conference materials, and so once they're gone, you're gone. So if you decide to go to Cafe in the Park and then go over to Starbucks and use them both, the idea is 1 per day, but once you use them, there are no replacements for them. So you want to hang on to those, don't lose them, but definitely use them to supplement your meals there at Moody Gardens. And we do thank Aon for generously sponsoring the breakfast for us. If you are a first-time attendee, and most likely if you're on the webinar this morning, you have not been to a Texas Prima conference before, or maybe it's been a long time. But if you're a first-time attendee, we're going to have a special session for you on Monday morning in the Viewfinders Terrace. Once again, that's the 9th floor of the hotel where we're going to have the welcome reception on Sunday night. Some things that the first-time attendee session will do is help you to how to plan for a successful conference, learn more about Texas Prima, how to get involved with Texas Prima, because it's through our members that the organization is able to do more and more. I do believe you need to register for this, so if you want to attend this and have not registered, at the end of the session today, we'll have our emails, and you shoot either Melissa or myself an email, and we'll make sure you are included in the attendee list for that session on Monday morning. We have 2 keynotes, and Monday morning we have a keynote. His name is Pete Smith, and he is his title of his presentation is Dare to Matter, How Public Risk Managers Rise to Significance. We're going to try to see if this works really well. We're going to try our best. He actually gave us a video to share with everybody. Just if in chance you cannot hear this over the next minute and a half to 2 minutes, I want to encourage you to go to texasprima.org. If you scroll down, you'll see a link to his video, and go out there and watch it. But we're going to play it for you real quick. Hopefully the sound comes through okay. We're going to try this as best as we can. So here we go. Hey everybody, it's Pete Smith, and I'm so honored to be the keynote speaker for this year's Texas Prima Conference being held we're really excited that Pete Smith is going to be joining us this year. I'm really excited about the presentation, and I hope that you make sure you're there for our opening session. Our opening session is always a great time that we gather together and kind of kick off the conference. Now, one thing of note is we have some educational sessions that occur on Monday morning before the opening session, and then we have the opening session that occurs just shortly after that.
All right, so we are excited to let you know that we have 90 exhibitors and sponsors this year. They will have focused hours to interact with you in the exhibit hall, and the exhibit hall officially opens at 10 a.m. on Monday, November the 11th. The exhibit hall will be filled with exhibitors ready to explore opportunities to meet your needs. But there's a few things to remember. In order to get in, you do need to have your badge visible. And all of our lunches this year will be served in the exhibit hall on both days. During the official exhibit hall hours, Jason's going to be donned up in his best Egyptian attire, and he's going to have announced door prize winners throughout the exhibit hall hours. But it's important to note he can only give prizes if you're there, so you have to be present to win. There's going to bring plenty of business cards, as Jason mentioned earlier, to the exhibit booth, because our exhibitors at the end of the conference, last exhibit hall session, they're going to be having drawings for prizes. Again, you're going to have to be there in order to pick them up. And then finally, our exhibitors are going to be promoting the Egyptian theme that we've been talking about, so their booths are going to be decorated. So go around, take a look at them, and use your app to vote for the best booth.
Now, quick correction. Don't mean to correct Melissa, but I'm going to correct her real quick. On the exhibit hall, it's actually going to open at 11:45 Monday morning. It will not open until after the keynote's over, that opening session. So make sure to join us for Pete Smith and the opening session, and then go straight in to that the exhibit hall grand opening. We will, like Melissa said, we're going to have lunch in there. It's going to be a great time for you to network, meet people, and just all around have a great time in the exhibit hall. It's always a great place to be. One thing in the exhibit hall, I'm going to go back to it real quick, because I don't think we have this anywhere else, Melissa, so I'm going to apologize. I'm going to ad-lib a sec. We have a contest this year for our sponsors and exhibitors, and that is a best booth contest. So the only way to vote for the best booth in this exhibit hall is on the conference app. There's going to be a tile here that says, and I'm kind of highlighting it right now with my mouse. I think you could see it, but it says vote for best booth. When you click on that, you'll be able to see all the exhibitors, and we encourage you to go out there and vote who has the best booth. Your opinion's going to matter there, but we do have prizes for the winner of the best booth for our exhibitors and our sponsors, and we always encourage them to get in the theme with the exhibit hall, and it is going to be a blast. You can see some pictures of some previous exhibit halls, and it's always been a wonderful time. Always during the conference, we have a time where we honor our award winners. But this year, it's a little bit more special because Texas Prima is 30 years old this year. This is our 30th year of having our annual conference and being a organization. And so on Monday night, Monday afternoon at 5:15, we're going to have our 30th anniversary celebration and awards presentation. It's going to be an exhibit at the Expo Hall A1 and A2. The same place will be where Pete Smith does his opening session on Monday morning. And we're going to be able to celebrate. In addition to that, we're going to hear from our award winners. The Risk Professional of the Year, this is the individual who was deemed to be the most influential risk professional in the state of Texas for public risk management. Rising Star of the Year, somebody who has between 2 and 7 years of experience in public risk management in Texas. We'll nominate, or we'll share who the award winner for that is, as well as public entities put in nominations for Risk Management Achievement Awards. And all of those will be given during this celebration. So I want to encourage you to make sure you're there. And you never know, there may be a little bit of bubbly that flows afterward.
I know that sounds like a lot for a Monday, but we're not done yet. Following the awards ceremony, I recommend you run up to your room and throw on your fanciest Egyptian gear and meet us in the Moody Ballroom. We're going to have a night of dinner, games, and dancing. We're going to have casino games where you can have an opportunity to win tickets. Those tickets will be used to enter drawings for prizes that'll be available to you throughout the night. Of course, the more you win at the casino games, the more tickets you'll get, which will increase your odds of winning the drawings. If casino games aren't your thing, you might want to throw on some comfortable shoes with your attire and dance the night away. We're going to have music from the cover band Suede. So the evening events will officially kick off at 7 p.m. and following that night, we will enter into our Tuesday events.
It is important, as with all of our giveaways at Texas Prima, you have to be present to win. So when you get your chips and you exchange them for your tickets, you're going to put your tickets in the drawing for whichever prize you want, or maybe you put them into multiple prizes, but you have to be present to win those prizes. So I encourage you to come to casino night and dinner. And as Melissa said, that kind of leads us right into Tuesday. Now, on Tuesday morning, don't forget you have an Aeon breakfast coupon. So we want to encourage you to go out there and use that $5, and whether it's at the Starbucks or the Grab and Grow, or you go to Cafe in the Park and do a sit-down eat breakfast. But make sure you know you have that $5 coupon, and so we want to encourage you to use it on Tuesday morning as well. Educational sessions will continue on Tuesday. You see, Tuesday is jam-packed. It's our biggest educational day that we have out there. There's a total of 16 different sessions that you can attend. As we said earlier, the tracks are still the same. So if you're let's say you only deal with employment practices and benefits and you want to stay within that track, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to go to each different session and a different track, feel free to hop around. They're all going to be close together. Some incredible sessions. You'll notice on Tuesday morning at 10:45, our own Melissa Steger, who's on here with us, is going to be presenting Inside the Pyramid, Unlocking the Mysteries of Teams, and that's a workers' comp session. So that might be a session you want to make sure you're in there with. But there's lots of good sessions, and I want to encourage you to be there. In the exhibit hall, we always have some drawings for door prizes. So I want to encourage you to, at every single beverage break or at the lunchtime, come in the exhibit hall and just network, meet new people, meet some of the different vendors who are exhibiting and sponsoring, to see how they can support your organization, maybe now or sometime in the future. At the conclusion of Tuesday at 4:45, and we do this from 4:45 to 6 o'clock, is we want to make sure our sponsors and exhibitors are appreciated for everything they've done for Texas Prima. And so during this time, we're going to have a appreciation reception. Once again, there'll be some light hors d'oeuvres, some cocktails. But in addition to that, it's a fun time. And most of the sponsors and vendors have a little giveaway that they'll be giving out or drawing during that time. So I want to encourage you to be there for that. Dinner Tuesday, we don't have an official dinner for Tuesday night. So like on Sunday night after our welcome reception, you feel free to, whether you go back to your hotel room and chill, or go out to some of the different establishments that Galveston has to offer for dinner. A lot of sponsors may even invite you, or you may have already received some invites to some different events, and a lot of sponsors have events on Tuesday night that they'll invite you to dinners and stuff like that. So feel free to partake in that. And then when you get back to the hotel, I've always heard rumors. It's happened every year, and I heard rumors that it's going to happen this year, but I'm not for sure. But there's usually a fun little party that happens. So I want to encourage you to be on the lookout for that, where it's going to be, what time it starts, because there is a separate party, not associated with the conference, but it's tied to the conference on Tuesday night.
And here we are on our last day. Educational sessions continue beginning at 8:30 a.m., but don't forget to swing by one of the locations to use your $5 coupon to grab something to eat. We'll have several roundtable sessions or panel discussions going on. We've got building pyramids of risk, which will be an opportunity to hear from some of the industry leaders on tips and tricks and lessons they've learned on their career, how they got to where they are. It's a great learning opportunity. And there's also going to be a panel for those of you venturing into the network territory. A group of experts will be discussing the different network options, the difference between a 504, a 1305, and offer tips on choosing the best network for you and guidance on implementation. So another great opportunity to hear from experts. There's also a roundtable discussion on property insurance and valuation trends that'll be hosted so members can discuss challenges they have and how to deal with the property and market that's out there right now. New this year, we also have a couple of fast tracks for those of you that are just wanting quick snippets of information. There's, as you'll see there, the do's and don'ts, the top 10 do's and don'ts on RFPs and managing claims in a post-opioid climate. Don't feel obligated if you're interested in one of those fast tracks. You're welcome to just attend that and bounce into one of the panel discussions or the roundtable discussions. So feel free to move around as you see fit.
Yeah, these sessions on Wednesday morning, it's going to be different than what we've done previously. And it's going to be an exciting time because if maybe you have a few questions on property insurance, so you want to come in there and ask those questions with some of the industry leaders and people who are just super knowledgeable on property insurance, or maybe you want to hop over to that network discussion. Maybe you only want to sit in that managing claims in a post-opioid climate. But before you go there, you want to hear about these icons in risk management and public risk management and hear their stories. I've been able to talk to many of these people through the years, and just to hear where they were and where they've come from, where they've taken their organization. Those are definite stories that I encourage you to come out and listen to. And then after the sessions on Wednesday, we close with our membership meeting and our closing keynote. Now, during the membership meeting, you'll hear from our different committees. You'll hear from various board members about where we are, where we're planning on going as Texas Prima. But then we'll also have an incredible opportunity to hear from retired Deputy Police Chief Bruce Urey. Bruce Urey was at the Las Vegas shooting that occurred a couple of years ago. And while he was there, he was able to do some miraculous and heroic things, and he's going to share his stories with us on Wednesday morning at the closing session. Now, one thing to take note of at the closing session, there will be a paper survey about the conference in general that you'll get when you register for the or when you check in at the conference on Sunday. We want you to turn that in on Wednesday morning, right as you walk in the doors to the membership meeting or at the registration desk if you get there early. We do want to hear about your experience at the Texas Prima Conference. We want to hear about the pros and the cons. Also, just like with all of our educational sessions, when you attend a session, there's an opportunity to fill out a survey on that session on both the conference app, and there will be a few paper copies for those who prefer a paper copy in the session. But on the conference survey, at the end of the membership meeting and the closing session, there will be some door prizes that are drawn. And those conference surveys are how we draw those. So I want to encourage you to hang tight for that end of the conference. It's going to be a wonderful time. And Bruce, in his conversation with us on Wednesday morning, will be sharing us some words of encouragement for those who have ever gone through some difficulties and trials in life. And he'll share us his life story to kind of encourage us as we move forward in ours. And that's the conference at a glance. I want to encourage you, if you have any questions after you get off this webinar, you can email Melissa at msteger@utsystem.edu. You can email myself, jason.hardy@gpisd.org, or you can send an email straight to our Texas Prima email, info@texasprima.org. If I have never met you before, on Sunday, I encourage you to come by and meet me. Melissa and I will be in some T-shirts that have Building Pyramids of Risk Management. I believe they have a purple sleeve. Come up, introduce yourself. We want to get to know you. We want to make sure that you have a successful and wonderful conference. Now, at this time, if you have any questions, we'd love to sit here and take as long as we need to answer those questions now. I am opening up the mic, so if you can feel free to ask a question or type in a question, we can answer it that way. So I'm going to open up the floor, and feel free to ask if you have a question.
Jason,
No one has any questions.
This is Melissa. One more thing to keep in mind at the welcome reception, if you happen to get to Moody after our conference registration closes, we're going to move the registration right outside of the reception area, and you can check in and get your packet and name badge there as well.
Yeah, your name badge is your all-access ticket to all official Texas Prima events, so you want to make sure you wear that with you at during the whole time. Very good, Melissa. Thank you. I forgot to mention that earlier. Anybody have any questions or comments? All right, as I said, I hope to see everybody on Monday or on Sunday. Just a few short days away. I know personally I've got to go start washing my clothes, packing, making sure I have all my costumes for casino night and dinner. You know, I don't know what I'm going to be. I think I've heard some people are going to be dressed up as Cleopatra. There's going to be some pharaohs walking around. So I'm really excited. I'm glad you're going to be there this year. As I said, if you need anything, reach out to us ahead of time, and we'll do our best to answer any questions you have. Thank you, guys, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of this week, and we'll see you next week.
Safe travels, y'all.